Hi, I'm Damian.
And I'm Tim.
We are in the band OK Go, and we have been using Kemper amps for about 6 months now.
Yeah, 6 months.
They are amazing. We take 4 of them with us out on the road. It allows us to do, have an infinite bag of sounds. I mean, we can switch within a song. We can flip, from a retro garage sound to like a modern distortion sound, and then it's like a clean, phasey sound, and all with like the real body of that amp. Like our records, we tend to use a lot of really old vintage amps. I in particular have this old '60s Selmer that I love, and it's just got such a weird sound. It's impossible to find something that would ever do that with a pedal, or an amp you could do that with live. And of course, I was able to just model the amp straight into the Kemper. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I did the same for bass. I was able to model my SVT Ampeg, and then from there I can edit within that sound. So I've got, I don't know, probably like 12 to 15 different distortions that all kind of sound a bit like an SVT Ampeg, I guess. And it's great because it's really just kind of like a plug and play. And if anything should ever happen, we also have all the sounds saved on a USB stick.
Yeah, I mean, one nice thing is that we don't have to mic the amps on stage anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, it actually sounds way better because they're going direct to the front of the house. We use cabinets with them on stage, so we use the model that actually has a preamp in it, just because we want that feeling on stage. But for me, like I use a different profile for every sound. Usually that's 2 or 3 amps per song because there's so many sonic changes. So I guess about a third of those are my own amps that I've modeled, and a lot of them are just the sounds that we either downloaded from the internet or came with the amp itself. And it's like unlike any other digital amp I've ever played. It actually responds the way an analog amp does, and you can really tune that tightly. Like you can get the power sagging just right, and there's this sort of a pickiness that you can dial in, and it really feels like playing. It doesn't feel digital at all. I mean, after having tried, other modelers for, because it makes so much more sense on the road, we could just never get anything that felt right, and this really does feel right. Our amp setup used to be, I would take a 412 and a 212 cabinet with an old bass, 70s Bassman head, and a boutique, $3,000 hand wired amp for the other one. So I had 2 amps, a huge rack of pedals. Tim had an 810 cabinet with a 70s SVT on top of it, and those 70s SVTs weigh like 150 pounds.
Very heavy. Yeah.
And that's now all down to 6 rack spaces and 2 cabinets. The cabinets, we could do it without the cabinets. We just like to have the noise on stage. But it's also nice actually that we actually all use matching 212s now. So it actually looks really nice on stage. It's really clean. Cleans up a lot of stage space, and of course cleans a lot of room in the trailer of the bus. So we can take more confetti.
Yeah, saving space for us on stage is important because we have a lot of production, and so it allows for us to do everything that we can dream of production-wise without having to go around all the all the clunky instruments on stage.
There's also a lot less to go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a cable in and a cable out. There's a far fewer connections. So when something when something doesn't go right on stage, it's the pedal, it's the wireless rig, but it's not going to be the Kemper, and there's no all the different sounds we have in there don't all correspond to yet another set of switches and cables, all of which could have gone bad.
Yeah, and we don't have to bring all of our nice vintage pedals out either, which ultimately always break on the road. So it's nice to do away with a pedal board